So you're thinking about doing recovery. However, you're already a plus size or already in a larger body, and then you're wondering, well, is this for me? Am I going to get bigger? How am I going to move, etc. Well, I've got all that information and more in today's video, so stay tuned. But before we get started, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Aaliyah. I am a life coach, a mental wellness coach, and an eating disorders recovery coach. And on this channel, we talk about a wide range of topics like religious trauma, spiritual abuse. We talk about eating disorder recovery / diet recovery, my journey with it. We're going to be talking about, like I said, a whole host of life coaching issues, etc. and trauma. My goal with this channel is to give y'all easy to implement tips and solutions so you can heal your heart and rewrite your story. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, I will leave my email down below. And again, I offer both eating disorder / diet recovery coaching. And for those who are not interested in that, maybe want the trauma and life coaching, I offer that service as well. So again, I will leave my email down below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. Thank y'all. All right. Just want to say, excuse me, if I sound nasally, congested, I've been sick, so excuse my voice for today. So anyways, let's get back to this. So you're in a larger body and you're hesitant to do this process because of the weight gain. You're afraid maybe you're going to get mobility issues, stuff like that. And I will tell you, I will share my experience with it because I am doing this process. I'm almost 2 years into it. I'm about 1 year and 9 months into it. And I started off a plus size person. And yes, I'm even more plus size now. So I'm going to share with y'all like my thought process behind this and how I'm navigating the challenges. Because despite the challenges, there are problems to there are solutions, to every problem. So let's get to it. So let me be honest with y'all. Recovery in a plus size body is challenging. It doesn't matter what size you are, it is challenging. And there are special considerations if you are doing this and you're starting it off in a larger body, okay? So for example, you're gonna have to possibly start thinking about weight limits. I've never really had to think about weight limits much before recovery, but now that, I am in recovery, like almost 2 years in, weight limits is something that I do think about a lot more. So there's that. Fitting in chairs, I didn't really have to worry about that before recovery, but now I do think about that quite often. Fitting in booths, whether you're in a restaurant or whatever, I have to think about that too, because right now I can fit in a booth. It's just super tight and super uncomfortable, but that's something that I do have to think about as well. Clothes and shoes. Clothes and shoes, to be honest, will be more challenging to find. Seatbelts, sometimes the seatbelt may be hard to, buckle. And traveling, especially if you're going on a plane, it's probably going to be more challenging because you may have to buy two seats, or you might have to have a seatbelt extender. So there's solutions to every problem. So just remember that. So clothes, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I am now a 26, 28. I've never been that big ever in my life. And that was hard because after a size 24, as I stated in my last video about eating disorders then and now, my journey with it, after a size 24, it does get more challenging to find clothes because less people, you'll have less options after that size. But also keep in mind that there's solutions for it, There's Eloquii. Like I said, I can name some of the places that I shop. I will put that down below in the description box, but like Eloquii, or maybe in the screen, Cider, and I know there's more. I can't think of them right now, but there are solutions out there for clothes. Like I said, it will be a little more challenging to find, but there are solutions out there. Like right now, I find myself wearing more like dresses and skirts and leggings. Like even right now, to wear jeans is still like really like uncomfortable in this process. Jeans have always been kind of uncomfortable for me. I think it's because of ADHD and like the denim on my skin kind of freaks me out. But like right now, even more with recovery, like it's hard for me to wear denim. But yeah, I'll put some of the vendors down below. Shoes will be definitely more challenging, but there are solutions to that. You're probably gonna have to do a lot of online shopping for clothes and shoes, because in person will be more challenging. So shoes, I will probably put some places that I shop down below, like Catherine's. I get shoes at Catherine's, Lane Bryant. Um, I think it's ASOS. So yeah, those are some places that I shop for shoes. Because right now I am in 11-12 in my shoe size, and I am manifesting smaller feet. Because man, I feel like when you're at a like, if you're less than a 9, you have more options in shoes. So chairs. So chairs, especially if you have like armrest, may be more difficult to fit into, especially if most of your weight is in your hips and your thighs. Um, what I do to navigate that is, I will go, if I go to a restaurant or wherever it is that has like armrests, if it's hard for me to fit, I will go and be nice people. When you're asking somebody if you could get a chair without armrest, be nice about it. Don't be rude. So I will, most of the time I'll ask the restaurant attendee, whoever, I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry, is it possible for me to get a chair without armrest? Most of the time, people will accommodate you. If you are nice and you're polite and respectful, most of the time, people will accommodate you. Don't act entitled. Don't act like the world owes you something. Be nice. Kindness really does go a long, long way in this situation. So that's that. This one was hard. Weight limits. So yes, I have to start thinking about weight limits more. And there's certain things I cannot do because of weight limits, but I focus on what I can do, because there's still plenty of stuff that I can do, even if I can't do the stuff with weight limits. And also, I think just thinking that this is a temporary thing, this isn't a forever thing. Like eventually overshoot will come off, eventually you'll get back to being able to do those things, and you'll probably have more energy to do them. So just keep that in mind as well during this process. Traveling may be harder. Again, I have not traveled yet on an airplane, but traveling may be harder. And the way that I would navigate that is I will probably just get 2 seats and probably ask for a seatbelt extender. And again, just be nice and polite and respectful as, you are asking for all of this. So that's the way that I would personally navigate that situation. Again, I'm sorry I haven't had much experience with traveling other than a cruise ship, but a cruise ship doesn't really have weight limits, so that's that. So now I want to talk about what it's like, mentally, not just physically, but what it's like mentally, being in eating disorder recovery as a plus size person. Because I don't see a lot of content with this, and I feel like there's been a lot of benefits. That's why I keep going with this process, is because there's been so many benefits. Like I have more energy. One of my goals, I'm going to talk about this in my fitness video, was I want to learn to pole dance, and I want to eventually do Spartan. Again, I'm going to get into more detail in the other video, but I feel like I have more energy to actually start training to do that, which before I did not. And I feel like right now those goals are more attainable, whereas before it was not. And that's really, really positive, because I know exercise will help with like metabolism, will help with like muscle, bone density, etc. So that's that. But there are certain areas, I will be honest, that like quality of life has kind of gone down a little bit. So, just having to think constantly about like, the weight limits, or if I'm going to fit in a chair, clothes being harder to find, stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like in a way my quality of life has gone down in certain things. But then I think about the way that it was before, and my quality of life, yeah, I was thinner. I didn't have to think about that stuff before, but my quality of life wasn't that great before either. Like I was thinking about food all the time. I was hangry. I was cold. My metabolism had slowed down. I was also dealing with a lot of trauma, narcissistic abuse, and my quality of life was not that great either, even before recovery. And so going into this process, if you're starting off in a larger body, I just want to be honest with y'all and share what my experience has been like, and think about it. What is your quality of life right now? Is your quality of life great? It probably isn't. If you're thinking about doing recovery, I mean, you're quality of life probably isn't that great right now. So why not go through this process? And yes, it's going to be temporary. It's going to be hard. I am not going to lie to you. But it gets better. It really does get better if you are persistent and you stick to this process. It really does start to get better. Like you start to see your fruit. You start to see the benefits, and it's gonna motivate you to keep going. Like it gets better every single day. So just think about that. That would be like my tip to people who are starting this off in a larger body. And during this process, I would really encourage people to try new things out. Try out some hobbies. Try out some interest. Read some new books. Go out more. Socialize more. Stop thinking about your body so much. I mean, there's so many things that you can do, and life really is beautiful. Yes, there's negativity and dark and evil forces in the world. That's stuff that unfortunately we don't have much control over. But think about what you can do. There's lots of things that you can do, even with the weight limits. There's still lots of things that you can do. So just think positively about this process. Again, do not let the weight stop you from doing this. Because, okay, let's say you keep going in the way you're going right now. You're dieting, you're probably losing some weight, you probably stay at that weight for a little bit, and then you're going to start gaining, because biology does really take over. So, my whole thing is, if you're going to gain weight anyway, you might as well do this. Get it done. Get your metabolism stored. Get your life back. Get your food freedom back, heal your traumas, start loving yourself, and focus on what you can do. You can focus on lots of things like your hair looking nice, your makeup, your face, your nails, smelling good, etc. There's lots of things that you can do. But anyways, that is all that I have for y'all today. Thank you so much. If you are interested, again, if you're thinking about doing this, if you want to do this, if you're in quasi-recovery, contact me. I will, again, leave my email in the description box down below. Thank y'all so much. Please consider liking and subscribing to my video. Bye.